So recently, when we launched our Facebook community, we asked our members what is the main thing they wanted to heal in their life. And we saw a pattern of loneliness. A lot of people wanted to heal that lonely feeling. And I certainly understand that this would be more heightened, especially during the COVID-19 where we're all in quarantine. But I also really understand it in a personal level that loneliness really resonated with me because for many years doing the work of yin and yang living also made me feel lonely because really my family members who are the closest people in my life, right? They don't really understand the work that I do. They don't understand higher consciousness, energy, vibrational frequencies. I mean, the inner light. And, when I talk about these things, they don't really get it and understand. And that has really made me feel lonely. And also, for years, because I'm a blogger, I work by myself in my home. I do not have any coworkers around me. And even though I'm busy doing so many things for yin and yang living, I essentially work by myself in my home. And that's a lonely feeling, because I'm just here by myself. And this has been happening for many years. So I certainly understand the feeling of loneliness. And I can really resonate with the members of my Facebook community. So I want to know from you, have you been feeling more lonely recently? Yes, no, about the same. And if so, why? Leave your comments and feedback below. So there are lots of scientific research and studies that show that the people that live the longest are not the people who have the most money, but it's really the people who have the strongest network of community, of friends and family. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Why? Because we are spiritual souls that come into this physical form in this life. And this physical form has 5 senses, 5 physical senses. The sense of smell, the sense of hearing, the sense of seeing, the sense of tasting, and the sense of touching. And so it makes sense that when we want to activate these physical forms, we want to activate the sense of touch. We want somebody around us to hug. If we want to activate the sense of seeing, then we want the person in front of us so we can see them, right? So doesn't it make sense that the physical nature of having people around us is what our physical form really wants and desires? It really makes a lot of sense. And so I call that external conditions. External conditions is when we have the community outside of us. We have the family members, we have the friends that support us, we join clubs, we join communities, we join groups. And I just recently ran into one of my neighbors because I live in this gated community. And one of my neighbors confided in me that she felt lonely during this quarantine because all of the gatherings and events that we have in this gated community were shut down during the COVID pandemic. And because she doesn't have a husband, she felt extremely lonely because everything was shut down during the pandemic. So I certainly understand this need for physical touch and physical encounter because we are in this physical form. And so for those of you who have a strong network of family and friends around you, you're less likely going to be lonely. But how about for those of you who are truly by yourself, where maybe you're a widow, you don't have children, you don't have that close network of family and friends? How about for those of you who are truly, truly alone in this physical plane? So for those of you who do not have the external condition of close family and friends, I want to address you. So the true nature of our reality, the true nature of our universal existence is that we are never alone. Why? Because we are these spiritual energies that are connected with everyone and everything in this universe. That's why the Buddha, when he reached enlightenment, he said, I am one with the universe and the universe is one with me. And so if you look closely at the word lonely, you will see the word one in the middle. One. Isn't that kind of ironic that lonely has one in there? Because when you start feeling one with the universe, you are connecting to the divine spiritual energies, connecting to our spirit guides that are always with us. Like if you have a deceased loved one, maybe you have a grandmother, a grandfather, a mother, an uncle that you were really close with who is now deceased, like my late sister's son, you can connect with their divine energies because their eternal spirit consciousness is always here with you. They are always watching you, protecting you, and supporting you. They are never, never not here. We have spirit guides that are around us all the time. And so one of my spirit guides is my late sister's son. I always know that she's with me and that she's watching over me and she's guiding me and she's protecting me. So if you have a deceased one that you love so much, maybe a grandmother, a grandfather, a sibling, a parent, you can connect with their spiritual consciousness energy because even though their body is gone, that energy consciousness of the soul is still alive. It's eternal. That never dies. And so they're always with you in that eternal consciousness form. And so the key when we are alone is to connect to those divine consciousness energies, whether it's our spirit guides, whether it's the deceased one that is always here with us. We can connect with it through our meditation. And so if we are alone, we can go into meditation and we could start connecting to all of our divine spirit guides that are with us and around us. They're here. And they are actually communicating with us. They're sending us messages and guidance as to what to do, especially when we're lost. They are actually sending us messages, whether the message comes, through your mind or whether the message comes in physical form. They're always sending us messages, and they are always letting us know that we're protected, that we're being watched, that they're guiding us. They're all around us. And the reason why we feel lonely when we're alone is because we can't feel their presence, because we haven't made that connection to those divine spirits and divine energies. We have to make that connection. And so the meditation is your way of connecting to those energies. Meditation. Because when we quiet the mind and release thoughts, they always say silence is the language of God. That is when we can start to connect to those spirits of divine energy that is always telling us that we're loved, that we're special, that we're protected, and that we are not alone. And so this is the secret to when you are truly alone, you can always connect to your spirit guides. And so for me, this always has been the most powerful way for me to not feel alone is to feel the connection with the divine energies of my spirit guides and God and love. You could just feel it without having anyone present. And so to do this internal work, to do this internal conditioning as opposed to the external conditioning where you rely on family and friends to be around you, is so critical, because at the end of the day, we all are on a lonely journey, right? Our soul's path is unique. And so it is on a lonely journey. But you don't have to feel alone if you can connect to the divine energies of our spirit guides and God and love. And to me, this is the most powerful way to really dissipate loneliness, because often you can't necessarily count on family and friends to be with you 24/7, right? Because maybe they're busy, there are external conditions that may not allow them to be with you all the time. But making this internal transformation and connecting with the divine energies through our internal source of energy is what allows us to feel the connection with our spirit guides, with the divine energies that we have access to 24/7. 24/7. And so for me, really connecting with spirit is far more powerful than connecting with somebody in the external condition, because I know that spirit is with me 24/7, and I'm always being protected, supported, and loved. So in order to help you in your journey of loneliness, I created a meditation just for loneliness, and you can access that meditation on my channel under the playlist meditation. So make sure that you go to that meditation after this video. So the premise of this meditation is to connect with our spirit guide. And for me, I like to connect with my late sister's son. That's the spirit guide that I like to connect with. So you can connect to a family member who's deceased, or a close friend, or just another spirit guide, because we have many spirit guides that are always watching over us, protecting us, and always with us right here, right now. And so the first thing I do is I close my eyes and I visualize my late sister's son like she's physically in front of me. She's physically right here, right now. And then I start to have a dialogue with her. So the first question I might ask is, are you here with me? And whatever the first answer comes is really the right answer, because it's coming from your subconscious mind. Just go with that first answer. Are you here with me? Yes. Are you always guiding me? Yes. Are you always protecting me? Yes. Are you always here with me? Yes. Am I ever alone? No. So it's just this dialogue that you have with your spirit guide. And really, your spirit guides are giving you the messages, and it's coming through your subconscious mind. So that's the essence of the meditation, is to just be here with your spirit guide. And it could not only be just one spirit guide, it could be a team of spirit guides. I mean, you could visualize like a team of your spirit angels right around you. Because like I said, we have more than one spirit guides. So try the meditation technique. Like I said, that loneliness meditation is on my meditation playlist. So go there and try this loneliness technique meditation to see if that loneliness is starting to dissipate, that you could start to feel that connection with spirit. And I'm telling you, when you start connecting with spirit, it is the most powerful thing that there ever is. Far more powerful than even connecting with people who are here on this physical plane, because that connection with the divine, with the spirit, is eternal. It's forever. It's 24/7, 7 days a week. I'm telling you, it is the most powerful thing. So listen to that meditation, try the meditation, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please make sure to share it and subscribe to my channel. And we want to encourage you to join our Yin and Yang Living Facebook community. We created this community for you, to open dialogue where you have a voice, where you could tell your stories and experiences, and we can collectively share spiritual and holistic living tips for individual healing and collective healing. And so this community is really about you, to really hear from you what your needs are, what you want to work on, and really to share these tips that could really help each other. And so if you're lonely, then join this community, because it's one way to make you less lonely. And so you can go to our Facebook URL below. It's facebook.com/groups/yin and yang living, and ask to join this community. And so I look forward to seeing you in the Yin and Yang Living Facebook community. Thank you. Om Shanti.